Christian radio show host John Piper has nothing to do, so he's focusing on trying to convince his listeners to stop watching Game of Thrones. Take a look.
Christians do not watch nudity with a view to maximizing holiness. No, what keeps those Christians coming back is the fear that if they took Christ at his word and made holiness as serious as I'm saying it is, they would have to stop seeing so many TV shows and so many movies. They would be viewed as freakish. And that today is the worst evil of all. To be seen as freakish is a much greater evil than to be unholy.
He wants to seem freakish, he's succeeding. And also, in terms of Game of Thrones, he said that watching it is the equivalent of the re-crucifixion of Jesus.
So that every time you watch Game of Thrones, you're like sticking a spear in Jesus. That's what he said. Okay. Now, gee, I wonder if that's a little over the top. Okay. Now, first of all, if you're living your whole life based on this metric of holiness, like he said, you got to maximize your holiness and you're going to be against on. Imagine all the stupid shit going through his head. That head has got to be so busy. Like, wait, is that Big Mac more holy or less holy than the Whopper? Like all the noise up there about thinking like, what does the Sky God think of this? Like, will the Sky God like Homeland, or should I not watch that show? But there's evil Muslims or something, and I don't know. I got to maximize my holiness. This guy's life sucks.
No, it doesn't suck. I don't believe for a second that John Piper isn't watching porn and playing with his piper. Like, there's no question about it. Like, that's what they do. They get on their radio shows, they write their books, they spout out their talking points about how you need to be holy and you need to believe in Christ, you need to live your life this way and that way, and don't have any fun. Don't enjoy this one life that you have because there's absolutely no evidence that there's an afterlife, but we're going to make you think that there's an afterlife. And in the meantime, they're behind the scenes and they're doing the exact same thing. That's the thing that frustrates me the most about religion and some religious people, when they're passing judgment on other people who are just living their lives and they're enjoying some of the great creative things that are put out there, and behind the scenes, they're doing the exact same thing.
These Christian fundamentalists remind me so much of Muslim fundamentalists. Remember, we just did the story the other day about how the mullahs in Iran punished people for dancing after Iran did well in the World Cup.
Yes.
Right? They're like, how dare you celebrate? That's Western decadence. And this guy says, Jesus suffered to set us free from impurity, and watching Game of Thrones is being impure. By the way, you know what has a tremendous amount of violence, nudity, sex? The Bible. Have you ever read it? Look, in one section of the Bible, God tells the Israelites to trick their opponents, saying that you will get to have sex with our daughters, okay, if you all do circumcision like we have. And as soon as they all circumcise themselves, they're weak, and they go and slaughter them all, okay? Dude, that's some Game of Thrones shit right there, okay? Right? Exodus. And then you move from Exodus to Genesis and to all the different parts of Westeros. Seriously, the Bible is far more violent than Game of Thrones is. So
just live your life. I think that's all I want to say in this segment. Like, live your life. Don't let people judge you. Game of Thrones is a great show. If you don't like it, that's fine. Move on to something else. Watch some Breaking Bad. It's on Netflix. Like, do your thing.
I don't think he's going to be in favor of that either.
I know, but
Heisenberg I can live with. At least he's white.
Yeah, but my point is, do whatever he's not in favor of, because all he wants to do is control your life and control your fun, and you have this one life to live. Don't let it pass you by thinking that there's like this afterlife and there are other things to live for. No, enjoy your life now.
If you're really religious, God gave you life so that you may live it.